Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing something different. It's been very highly requested that I do an everyday makeup routine. So I received this bad boy in the mail a few weeks ago, which is the Tarte Shape Concealer. This thing is super amazing. I've been wanting it forever. It's just not available in Canada, so I had to order it. But once this came in, I was like, okay, this is it. This is the moment that I need to record my everyday makeup routine. So this is just a glowy, bronzy look that I do if ever I'm going to work, if ever I'm going to brunch. I don't do this every day because I don't wear makeup every day, but when I want to do something simple, I have about 20 minutes to do my makeup or so. This is about how long this takes if you like take your time, which I like to because it's like my zen time in my day. But yeah, so this is the makeup. This is my go-to. Glossy lips, a little bronzy, kind of just look like I'm out in the sun. And yeah, so if you guys want to see how I do this everyday makeup routine, then just keep on watching. Alright, so we're going to start off with pinning back our hair so that we could actually do our foundation properly. So I'm just using any clip that I have at home, just like that. And before we put on our foundation, the really important thing is to have a good canvas be in the face. So I'm going to start off with an oil. This is just a mix between jojoba, it's got orange oil, eucalyptus, it's just a bunch of oils. It's not a serum or anything. So I'm just going to put 2 pumps of that on my face. The more moisturized your face is, the nicer your foundation is going to look once it's in. Alright, once that is all soaked in, you can even bring it down the neck a bit. I'm going to go in with another moisturizer. I like to layer them up, and I find that a moisturizer on top of an oil works really well and gives a good base. So I'm going to be using the Clinique Dramatically Different Gel. And put a few pumps of that also. Apply that on top. Alright, so while we let that all soak in, I'm going to go wet my beauty blender. This is the tool that we're going to be using to put our foundation on. So I'm going to go wet it, and then it's going to make sure that the foundation applies more smoothly. Alright, so our beauty blender is moistened. Moist, I hate that word. But we're going to go in with foundation now. So I actually have 2 different types of foundation that I use, depending on if I'm tanned or not. So right now I actually do have a bit of a tan, so I will be using the Dior Forever. But sometimes when I'm pale, when I'm my natural self, I use the Vichy Derma Blend, and I just put a few colors together to get my perfect shade. But we are going to be using the Dior one today. So just give it a nice shake. And then we're going to go and apply that. I like to apply my foundation to my hand before. I'm going to put a few pumps on here. I'm going to warm it up with my finger. And then I just like making lines on my face just to evenly distribute the product. So now that I look crazy, we're going to go in with the beauty blender with dabbing motions, and we're just going to rub that all in. You want to make sure that you're patting it on, or bounce it, like I like to say, and you could do it for as long as you want. It's not going to soak in much of the product. You just have to make sure that it looks seamless. So here we go. Don't forget to bring the foundation down the neck. No one likes a dark face that doesn't match the neck, or the opposite. We really want to make sure that it looks like it is our skin. Don't you hate it when your hair gets stuck in your foundation? This is why it's important to clip your hair back. Okay, so we're coming near the end of our pouncing on our face. Now we are going to go in with concealer, so where it's not going to look this crazy once we're done. Okay. So the concealer we're going to be using today is the Tarte Shape Concealer. If you haven't heard about this, you've probably been living under a rock because every YouTuber and their moms have been using this. So this is in the color Light Neutral. I just received this a few weeks ago and it's literally changed my life. Once you start using this, it's so pigmented, it's so beautiful. So I'm also going to be using this not only to conceal my under eyes, but also to highlight my face a bit. So we're going to be putting it underneath our eyes. just in the usual concealer spot. And we are also going to do a straight line down our nose. Make sure that it's straight or your nose is going to look crooked. And we're also going to do a little dot on the tip of our nose. I like to do like an exclamation point on our nose. And then the top of the Cupid's bow, a little bit on the chin, and a little bit on the forehead with whatever's left on the brush. You can also add some to your blemishes if you have a few pimples, which I do, like that. So it looks like I have war paint on my face right now, but it's normal. It's part of the step. It'll look better, I swear, once we blend it all in. So we're gonna go back in with our Beauty Blender, and now we're just gonna blend that into the foundation. Just make sure that you're bouncing or kind of like dabbing the Beauty Blender. Don't rub, because then it's going to put the product everywhere. And I'm sorry if I make crazy faces like I'm opening my mouth, but it's just part of the game. Alright, now that our highlighter is all blended into our face, we're going to go in with our contour. So I'm going to be using, excuse the grungy appearance of my palette, the Shade and Light palette by Kat Von D. It looks a little something like this. As you can see, I did give it some love. I hit pan on almost all the shades, but these two are my favorite. This one's a bit dark for me. It doesn't really seem to suit my skin tone. So I use this one's a bit more of a gray tone, so it looks a bit more natural, whilst this one has some orange in it, so it's a bit more bronzy. So we're gonna go, I'm just gonna mix the two, and we're gonna go in and contour our face. So we're gonna start by making a fishy face so that we could see where our cheekbones end, and then this is where we're gonna put the product. So don't mind the face. So we're making a line from the top of our ear all the way to the corner of our mouth, but we're not going all the way down. We're going about halfway down. Don't start too heavy-handed. You could always go and add more. Nothing worse than when you do that first line and it's like super dark and you're like, oh. So now we're gonna go in on this side. This is an everyday makeup routine, so you don't need to go too crazy on the contour. I'm gonna leave it like this for now. I might come back and add some more because I'm nuts like that. But for the second place that we're gonna contour, it's just gonna be on the sides of our forehead. If you have a bigger forehead, this is something that you're really gonna like because it's gonna give you the appearance that it's smaller. So I'm gonna be showing you, you're just gonna put it on the sides right here. On both sides. If you do have a bigger forehead this way, which I don't, my forehead's almost too small, you can also add some contour just at the top right here. I'm gonna let that part go because I feel like my forehead's already too small. So we're gonna go in with a little bit more, and the last place we're gonna contour is just underneath our jawline, just to add a little bit of jaw definition, you know, trick the eye. With what's left of the powder, I'm actually going to put a little bit more because I'm going to try to do a little bit more of a nose contour today. Nothing crazy, just to bring dimension back into the face, because I feel like if you contour all around the face and you leave the middle super pale, it tends to wash out your nose. So just to bring back dimension into the face, we're just going to run the brush down the sides and a little bit underneath. You'll see how I do it. This doesn't have to be perfect. This isn't a nose contour where we're making straight lines down our noses. This is just to bronzy it up a bit. Alright, so now that's done, we are going to go on to my favorite part, the brows. So we are going to go in with the Anastasia Dip Brow. If you are a beginner with makeup, I suggest to get something a little easier to work with. Anastasia has a bunch of different products like the Brow Wiz or the Brow Definer that's super easy. It's in a pencil form, it's got the little spoolie on the end. But if you want some on fleek brows like I like, then you're gonna work with this Dip Brow pomade because it's the best in the game. So I'm going in with the shade Blonde. I'm gonna open it up for you guys and show you. So it's just like a little paste like this. And I'm going in with an angled brush, and that's how we're gonna work with our brows. I'm gonna try to talk you through it, but if you guys want like an in detail brow routine, I can also film a different video for you guys because I feel like there's a few steps and it might be hard for you guys to see it. So we are going to start with drawing a line underneath our brows from the inside all the way out on the bottom of the brow. Alright, so we got the line on the bottom on this one. So we're going to go in and do the line on the bottom of the other one. And then we're going to go into the top of the brow. And this, what's fun about this pomade is it's super easy to work with. If you do a mistake, it just rubs right off when it's still wet. Alright, so now we're going to do the top. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to draw a line on the top, outlining our brows. I'm actually going to take this brow out a little higher up. I've got some little baby hairs that grow in, so I just kind of follow those. But make sure that you follow the natural shape of your brow. Don't try to mimic what I'm doing, because if your brows don't look the same way mine do, you're just going to end up looking crazy. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing. So we are going to bring in, I'm sorry if you can't really see that well what I'm doing. If you do want like a brow routine, I could try to zoom you guys in and do it a little bit more in detail. But for this line, we don't want to start it all the way where your hairs start, because it's going to make it look too much and too intense. We're going to leave like maybe 1/4 of the top portion free. I'm just line it. I also like to extend the tail of my brows a little bit further, just a teensy bit, like that. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Once our lines are done, we're just going to go in and fill it in. We kind of do want to have that ombre effect. We're not going like Instagram brow level, but you do want to fill in a bit more near the end half of your brow, and leave the top part here a little bit more sparse, because that's what's going to make your brow look natural and not just painted on. So I am going to go in and start filling in the spots that are weaker with my brush. And since I have a pointed brush like that, I can mimic hairs and just do little strokes like this. Alright, so I think that looks pretty good for the brows. This is a natural look, so you don't want to do anything too crazy. To lock those brows in, I like to use the Gimme Brow by Benefit. This is kind of like a mascara for your brows, so it is going to add a few fibers at the end to make your eyebrows look bushier. That's the style that I like. I like bushier eyebrows. If you don't like that, then you can just go for a clear brow gel. Anastasia has a great one. So it does have a little tiny spoolie. And you just want to brush the hairs up. So this product really locks in your brows. Hell, I could go for a swim. I could get rained on. These brows are still gonna look like this. So that's what I like about this product, especially this combination of product. It really locks in the brows. So next we are going to do our eyeshadow. I do have eyelash extensions. I am cheating a bit, but I do like to put a little bit of an eyeshadow on my crease and a little bit of a highlight on the brow bone. Alright, so for the eyeshadow, I am only going to be using one color. So I did this weird thing where I went out, I was in love with one color from the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. So I went and just bought that one, and then it shattered. So I'm left with this cheap ass product that I have to like carefully open every time. But this is the burnt orange shade from Anastasia. You can buy it in a single, and it does come in the Modern Renaissance palette. If you want to get that, it's a beautiful palette. Looking back, I should have just bought that, but I ended up just buying a $23 eyeshadow. So it's fine, I'm over it, But if you do have any other palette, if you have the Sweet Peach palette, if you have the Kylie bronze palette, then you do have a shade similar to this. I like oranges because I feel like they make my eyes pop. So I'm just gonna carefully open this and just swirl my brush into the product. This is a MAC 217 brush. It's a perfect blending brush for the crease. There's a lot of different ones like that on the market, but I suggest you take one that's a dome shape. This will really help you get into the crease properly. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna swirl that into the crease. I don't do anything crazy for every day. I just like a pop of color. You can extend it a little bit further than your actual eye, just to make your eyes appear a bit more almond shaped. I was not blessed with almond shaped eyes, so I have to fake it till I make it. And then I'm gonna go back in with a little bit more product, and I'm gonna do the other side. With what's left on the brush, we're just gonna swoop that on our lower lash line. Don't need anything too crazy. All right, so once that's done, we are gonna go in and do our brow highlight. I don't do a shimmer brow highlight on every day. When I go out and stuff, I like it to pop. But just every day, I just go in back again with my Kat Von D, and I use this banana powder with just any kind of brush. This is just a fluffy shader brush. Tap off any excess, and we're just gonna go in and place that underneath our brow. It's gonna help us have a more defined brows. And if you have a few stray hairs, which let's be honest, we always do, they always come out like a day later, it's gonna help them to be less noticeable. But like I said, if you wanna do a crazy pop of highlighter underneath here, you go girl, you do you boo. It's gonna be fine. But me, I just do something a little more tame. So now we are going to go in with highlighter. If you do makeup, then you know how happy highlighters make you. Like, I'm just so, when I start doing highlighter, I just get so happy. So I'm actually gonna do a double highlighter today. We're gonna go in with a cream highlight. I like doing creams and then setting it with a powder on top. I feel like that makes it last longer. So we are gonna go in with the Benefit What's Up. I had a sample of this way back in the day and I actually fell in love with it. It's a beautiful champagne cream highlight. So it comes in a little tube like this. It does have an applicator on this end, but I just like rubbing it in with my finger. I feel like it's more natural. So we're gonna go in like this. And where we're gonna put this is right on the not on the apples. That's not where you wanna put it, not on the apples, that's later. We're gonna put it right here on our cheekbones. So you'll see. There we go. And then now that that's there, I'm gonna do the other side. And we're gonna go in with our finger and just rub that in and make sure it melts into our skin. Once I've got the cheekbones done, I like just going in and rubbing my finger here on the cream contour and adding a little tiny bit down the middle of my nose. Sorry, I just gave you guys the finger. That was not meant to happen. And then a little bit, same as the pattern that I showed you guys with the concealer, just kind of do an exclamation mark. And then we're going to put a little bit on our cupid's bow. Alright, so now that that's done, we're going to go in with the powder highlighter. We are actually going to go in with another Anastasia product. Can you tell I'm obsessed? It's taking all my money, I swear. So this is the Glow Kit in the shade Sun Dipped. And wait for it. Ah. This is what it looks like. These two are the ones that I usually use. So today we're going to go in with a mix of both because let's go crazy. It's a video. I'm going to go in with a brush that looks like this. This is the Real Techniques brush. I'm pretty sure it was called the shading brush, but I'm using it for highlighter. So we're going to go in and swirl it into the shade Summer and Moonstone. Tap off any excess. I gotta grab my mirror. And we are going to go put that at the exact same spots as we put the cream highlight. We are glowing! So just for the final touch of highlight, I'm just going to go in with a pencil brush with those same exact shades and just put a little tiny dot in the inner corner, nothing crazy. All right, so now that that's done, we've got one more step before I set my face, and that is blush. I'm not a big fan of blush, I'll be honest with you guys. I like a very natural blush because I'm more of a bronzy look. I'm not much into the pinks. So, but I discovered this Tarte product, which is called Paaarty in the Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush. And it's the prettiest, neutral, pinky, kind of corally blush. So I'm just gonna pop that a little bit on the apples of our cheeks. Just a little tiny bit. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of blush, but I just like bringing color back into the face because I've got so much bronziness and brown and everything, so nothing crazy. I literally just do that, guys. I swear, I'm not much into blush. So when that is done, we are going to set our face. I seem to have forgotten my powder. I will be right back. All right, so for powder, I'm gonna go in with the Cargo HD. This isn't the best powder I've used. I would most likely enjoy the Anastasia one way more than this, but it is like $60. I just can't break the bank yet for that. It's gonna come. The day will come. You'll see my next video. It'll be in it. You guys will make fun of me. But for now, I'm gonna go in with this. So I'm just gonna give it a little shake, put it on a nice fluffy brush, and I'm just gonna set my T-zone. I don't like to set my entire face just because I don't get oily anywhere else. My makeup doesn't really slip and slide. And I wanna keep a dewiness. I don't want everything to look matte. So I'm just gonna set the middle of my face mostly. Don't forget to get the under eyes to make sure that the product doesn't crease, but this concealer is really good. It doesn't tend to crease on its own anyways. All right, so now that that is done, we are gonna go in with some lip products. You can't forget the lips, but since we've got, it's an everyday makeup look, you wanna go for a bronzy, glowing goddess kind of look, we're gonna go with an oil. I tend to do something a little more glowy. I have some lip glosses, but I can't seem to find them at the moment. But this one is pretty good also. It's the Clarins Instant Light Lip Comfort Oil. So we're gonna go in and just pop that onto our lips. And there we got it. This is the final makeup look. I'm trying to see if I forgot anything. Oh yeah, so I'm gonna use the facial spray, the Mario Badescu Rose Water Oil. It just seems to set everything nicely too. So we're just gonna spray our face with this. All right, so this is it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this makeup look. Let me take my hair down. My hair is wet because I just got out of the shower, but you guys get a better idea of what it looks like. All right, guys, so I hope that you guys enjoyed this makeup look, this everyday makeup look that I do. If you guys like videos like this, or if you have any requests, if you want me to do a going out makeup tutorial or a get ready with me where I also show you my outfits, then just give me a like and write me a comment, and I'll for sure know that you like videos like these, and I'll put more out. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'm gonna be putting up videos every week. I do beauty, fashion, health, and fitness. So those are the 4 things that I'm gonna be focusing on. So if you guys like those types of videos, don't forget to subscribe. And if you like stuff like that, also don't forget to follow me on my socials that are gonna be right here. And yeah, so I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. See you in the next one. Bye.